sink. There's no major hole.
God.
Yeah, and so I'm just gonna head into town and get like just a couple fresh fruits to have for the weekend. Actually, it's pretty cool. I stopped by like one of those off-road things, and I went to get a coffee, and the coffee experience was pretty dreadful. However, they had this pre-meal thing, and so they basically handed me a bunch of free groceries. And I was like, okay, like chicken, like fresh vegetables, because they're trying to promote this like meal prep company. They handed me a huge bag full of free foods. I was like, sure, I'll take it. And made getting the shitty coffee like more worthwhile. And I'm not saying we have an Indian problem. I'm just saying that the people behind the Tim Hortons coffee were Indian, and I provided very specific instructions for my coffee, and I got none of it. And then I had to wait an extra 10 minutes just to do it 2 more times. So. They should import people from Italy to make coffee here. Am I boring everyone, or like I don't know if you can?
No, I'll talk about coffee all day, but they need to train the people here is what they need to do.
So basically, I was like, oh, who's so natural? That's you, David. Yeah, no, my instructions were very specific. She put it into a computer, but like I ordered a coffee with almond milk and a bottle of water. I didn't get the bottle of water, and they gave me a coffee with milk, regular milk, all those things. It's just like, is it not on the computer? Like, how is that so hard? It's Tim Hortons. It's like McDonald's for coffee. Anyway, I still think they should import people from Italy. They make much better food.
If somebody doesn't care, it doesn't matter what nationality they are.
Well, training's a general problem.
You ever work with a bunch of Italians all day long? It's like hurting children.
Yeah, but at least they're more fun.
A lot of fun. The fun makes them all tolerable. And we're emotionally close to Jews too. Italians and Jews, I think, are similar.
Like, hey, what are you complaining about? Who cares if everything's on fire? Let's eat some pasta. Here's your cappuccino. They make good food. That's all I care about. It's a beautiful day.
I mean, that's what Howard Stern.
Hey, Ryan.
Howard, who founded Starbucks, brought the Italian coffee experience to America. He was in LA. He said, "We need this here."
Really, Starbucks sucks though. Like,
Yeah,
I'd rather have
they've
a
lost
Tim
their
Hortons
way.
coffee than Starbucks. It's disgusting.
I don't even go there. There's so many small roasteries in Pacific Northwest that do a better job, and they're a lot of fun.
Well, I do use Starbucks quite a bit when I'm traveling to use their toilets. That's about it.
And I think if you're on the road, maybe you might stop in one. You know what you're going to get.
To use the bathroom. When I was in Japan, I went to
a lot of
McDonald's
tea.
for coffee.
Their tea is pretty consistent. Yeah.
I mean, how wrong can you go with tea? How wrong can you go with tea? It's a tea bag.
You'd be surprised.
So I don't mind making tea either.
I drink tea in the afternoon.
Well, I have been to Italy, and I've been to Australia and Melbourne. It's just like you cannot get a bad coffee in Melbourne. Or Japan. I mean, when I was in Japan, the worst coffee I had was in my hotel. It was half a cup for $15. Brewed coffee, it was fine, but it started somewhere at $15. So I started going to McDonald's. Starbucks coffees were fabulous. They're huge fans fabulous. So when you have that, and then you come back to Canada, North America, you can't find cheaper.
But again, I think Japanese people are trained better and they take
Care
it seriously.
more. That's true. Care more.
Yeah.
That's true.
The Australians are fun. I'm glad to hear you got good coffee.
But Melbourne's just Australians just have higher standards. They don't accept less. They don't accept bad coffee or bad cuisine, to be honest. Like, Melbourne is like the New York of, I would say arguably it's even better than New York because you cannot get a bad meal in Melbourne at all. At all. So, and they don't even have tipping there.
Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, in New York, I've had some bad meals, but it's supposed to be the restaurant capital of the world, one of them. So is Melbourne, but I don't know. It's maybe it's the food. It's all never had that. And they're lazy, Australians. They're like very laid back. They take a lot of work. I think it's just they have higher standards. Not in Canada, though. I would say Americans are better in terms of standards than Canadians. Sucks here. I went to a restaurant in Huntsville near my cottage and ordered gluten-free pasta. That stuff was shriveling up. They overcooked it. It was disgusting. The next time I ever go, I think I'm going to have to say al dente. Al dente for the pasta, and for the pizza, overcooked. They do it the reverse. They overcook the pasta, they undercook the pizzas. I'm glad I'm putting everyone to sleep. It should be next. Welcome back, Jeff. Just in time.
I know, the party started.
What's up, my monkeys?
I'm in Huntsville,
You're in
right?
Huntsville. I have a problem.
Is it, if it's diarrhea, I don't know. My dog had diarrhea.
No.
What's your problem? Your wife's pregnant?
No, my dishwasher broke down somewhere, and I don't want to go pick her up. Is that normal?
Is she still under
Nothing
warranty?
you do is normal, so
Everything. Remember, David.
You send an Uber for her.
Everything we have is out of warranty.
Okay.
Just send an Uber for her.
I know, but then I have to still deal with that fucking card. I have to go send a tow truck.
What happened? She doesn't
Don't be a bitch. Just deal with the fucking thing.
don't be a bitch.
Don't you have towing covered under your insurance already?
Yes. Well, that's what she's trying to find out right now because she has CAA insurance, which you would have in America AAA insurance.
Yep.
And it comes with roadside assistance, so she's trying to see if she can get it towed.
Yeah,
Where is
it
she?
doesn't.
And maybe the tow driver can, they'll tow her to wherever he's
In
going.
America, the insurance goes with the car, and you would be covered anyway if it's on your
No,
policy.
No,
Not really.
no, we don't have that.
And we don't have that typically in America either.
Really?
Really?
So it's only if your insurance maybe will provide that extra with the policy. But again, you would have to, if you would want something like this, you would pay.
Well, it's still a separate service. They have like basically you can get car insurance, and they'll have like an off-road service, but it's an add-on, so you're still paying for a separate third party to do that service for you. So it's still the same. The insurance themselves only do insurance. They don't do roadside.
Well, CAA insurance does both. That's why. That's
Yeah, but it's still separate. It's still CAA insurance, and then they have roadside assistance. You can get either. You don't have to get both. So they're still separate.
That's the only insurance company that I know that will provide roadside with their package. I know what I'm saying.
It does the same thing. What are you talking about?
It's still an add-on.
Yeah,
What do you mean by an add-on?
Who cares?
This is
I care.
okay.
I care. I want him to understand.
Get the fucking thing towed.
/towing
Stop being a bitch.
Because insurance is insurance, and the car service is car service. I want him to understand.
No, I understand that,
Okay, they're separate.
but it still goes all into one. It still goes all into one bank.
Yeah, on one invoice, but they're separate parties.
I know.
They're separate.
I know.
Okay, good. Glad that's settled. Now go get your bitch.
Never. I'm gonna
Go rescue.
Fuck it. I'd rather
Go
cut the
on,
grass.
go
I'd rather
on.
cut the grass.
Go on, go White Knight. Go save her.
No.
Why
Never.
can't she not just call a tow and call an Uber? It's just, I don't get it.
Well,
Because that's not the wifey thing to do.
she can do it, but like if she does it, somehow everything comes out to be double the charge after her. If I do it,
Well, it's
I
your
get
charge. So
Because
you
if she
either do
does
it or
it,
pay for
Rafi
it.
will think everything she does is wrong automatically, so she's not going to do it.
Well,
no, everything was.
listen, if you have a woman out driving around, get roadside coverage. Like, this shouldn't even be a question.
If you have a woman nowadays, guys,
Get roadside coverage, you don't have to worry about this.
don't
okay?
get road.
Or get a real man.
No, hold on, Rita. I have a woman.
Get her
Yeah, that's
a
crap,
driver.
Sabrina. That's more.
About a driver.
Guys, they're missing the.
Get her a real man who can change
Forget.
tires.
I have a better solution. If you have a female that's living with you, instead of getting roadside, get a long enough chain about like maybe 50 meters away from the house so she has that radius to go around.
Okay.
You can only
You know what it is?
Meanwhile, he's going. Come here, foo foo shishi. Come sit down, you little baby. Like,
I don't
Go
want that.
put on your Lululemon.
Shut
Go
the
get.
fuck up.
I'm not in Lululemon.
What?
Doesn't she have a Doesn't she have a boyfriend to handle this for you?
Honestly, what the fuck's the purpose of all this shit?
I agree. That was fucking great. That sums it up right there. That was
What the fuck?
Why do I have to?
Yeah, just tell her to call her boyfriend.
I never call her man.
Sorry.
Call somebody that
I
likes
am
you.
thankful for Geico. I call the Geico roadside assistance. They fucking show up with the tow truck.
Right? And they GPS the bitch. They're like, are you right
Oh, God,
here?
awesome.
Yes. It's not difficult. Fuck.
There's some difficulties with this. A little difficult.
I understand one time my son
I bang
broke
him.
down. I went and I showed him how to do it, so I'll never have to worry about it again. But like, your girl should know what the fuck she's doing.
She doesn't know what she's doing. That's a problem.
Oh, please, Sash. Speaking on behalf of all women who don't know or want to do anything with their car, like, you know,
That's not working on your car. That's like,
Working on the car is
I can make
different
really
than
good
roadside.
sandwiches, okay? Leave me alone.
So we had a whole argument one time, and I said I'm not dealing with this fucking car. I'm gonna just take it to any mechanic. Leave the fuck alone. She calls me. She gave me an estimate for her car. I'm like, really? I'm like, where are these people? She told me. I came there. I'm
Diego,
like,
did
this
you
is what
get my
you're charging
text
for this,
message?
this, and that. They looked so fucking confused when they saw
I
me. I'm like,
texted
okay, I'm just
you,
taking her.
Diego. I texted
I
you.
called my buddy. I'm like, fuck, I have to actually deal with this. That invoice came out like 1/3 of what she was charged when she went by herself.
this isn't her
1/3.
fault. You understand that, right?
What do you mean it's not her fault? She just nods her head.
No, anytime you send,
You
Okay,
send a
you
woman
tell
in. I'm sorry, but you send a woman in, and
they're going to
they
take
see her
advantage.
coming, unless she knows what all of that is, and by the way, most men don't either, you're at their mercy. So if you walked in and you knew what they were talking about and you could look at it and see what they were talking about, then yes. But if you're going to send her, they're going to see her coming and gouge her. Trust me, I've been
Oh,
through this.
they gouged the shit out of her.
Yeah, but that's
No, not only that, Rafi, but you're also comparing her going to Joe Schmo, the mechanic, and you going to, Vladimir Isakov, the
Yeah.
mechanic,
right.
Yeah.
who half of his parts are stolen.
Right.
Well, her car doesn't need new parts.
From the junkyard.
Well,
Stolen from the junkyard.
Rafi comes in and then he puts out an order to steal them. They don't do that ahead of time.
That's right.
So,
Bullshit. It's Shabbat. We should be resting.
Oh,
not
just get the fucking thing towed. You're complaining about it longer than it should have taken.
free, and she's somewhere in a parking lot. She's having the time of her life. The sun is beaming.
She probably is. She's probably getting eaten out by some other by her boyfriend.
She's drinking some bubble tea. Let her have her
She's
fun.
getting eaten out too by her boyfriend.
The guy who will go down
What's
there.
in that car? Why not?
The one who will go down on her
Why not?
in the car.
Does he want to take her too?
On the dirty work.
No, that's dirty
I
work.
think at the end of the day, you just have to remember someone's always willing to be happy to be under her hood.
Yeah,
Listen, I agree.
exactly.
Listen, I always said there's always going to be somebody better than me, and there's always going to be somebody better than her. So she just has to remember that.
Well, maybe she should just get herself a boyfriend and then she'd be off of your back and out of your hair.
Yeah.
How about that?
How do
She'll
we
come
arrange
by,
that?
Get her a
she'll
boyfriend.
cook, she'll clean, she'll sleep with you, but she'll get her fuck on somewhere else. It's okay.
She got a little too comfortable here.
You're so stupid.
You think?
Hey, Raffy, bring her down for a visit in Florida. I'll get rid of her.
Hey, Jeff,